Alright, welcome back to Shave with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. Hi, y'all, on Monday afternoon. It's coming up on 4 o'clock. Gotta be at work at 6 o'clock today. Working some 12s the next couple of days. There was a next level supervisor spot came open at work. And I put in for it and was hopeful for it, but one of the other supervisors got it. So, good for him. Away he goes. So probably what's going to happen is I'm going to end up taking over the 2 to 10 shift and letting whoever comes in as the newer supervisor take the overnight shift. It's, easier to learn what's going on. There's not as much happening. But anyway it goes, got to cover some shifts so that he can move into his new spot, which was needed. So the supervisors we have are going to have to cover some spots for a little while. So it's going to be busy. Of course, that means overtime, and everybody knows Fuzzy don't mind the overtime. Had a event at work there on Saturday. I worked Saturday morning up till about 11 o'clock. Had the rest of the weekend off. But I shaved before I went to work on Friday, so I'd look good. So I haven't shaved since then, so we can see there's a little bit to go along with. And if you notice, I don't remember if I told this story last video. You know me, I don't remember. But I put a lower guard on the trimmers, and I trimmed up my sideburns before I had gone and got my hair cut, because they were looking rough. And I picked the clippers up, didn't check the guard, and I went, and then I realized I had the wrong guard on for the goatee. So it'll have to grow back out. Good thing about it is, it will. So I can still grow the goatee out. So anyway, that's what happened to the goatee. So I got to thinking, I was mentioning the other day, someone at work, about straight razor shaves, and I realized that I haven't done an open blade shave in a while. So we're going to do an open blade shave. One of my favorites is the Parker here. Did they call this the SRX? I believe that's right. And this one is a stainless steel. It's nice and heavy. Does a lighter razor do better or worse than a heavier razor? Is a heavier razor better or worse? I don't believe so. You still get a good shave out of either one. But I kind of prefer heavier razors. And we're going to get into it so I can move along. But I'm going to tell you what I saw the other day. So for soap today, before we get into all that, Fine classic shaving soap. This is the green vetiver. This is one that somebody either sent to me or I bought off somebody. I don't remember. Probably somebody sent it to me. It's a light scent, but it's a good scent. It's not bad at all, and it's a good quality soap. I think it gives a good lather. We're going to use the JR 176, which is the one where he turned the handle and then put the Omega brush head on it, the knot and the head and everything. And really nice brush. I've always enjoyed my JR brushes. I've got several, and that's one of my favorites. We're going to finish up today with Aqua Velva Musk, because that's what I see sitting out here, and that's going to be the shave. So I had to go to CVS the other day. The insurance company finally gave me an approval for a med that the doctor wanted to put me on, and for my diabetes. So anyway, I'm up there, and I get in there, and they said, yep, well, we're going to have to call the doctor 15, 20 minutes. Well, look at there. My alarm's going off. Let me dismiss that real quick. 15, 20-minute wait. I said, okay, that's not a problem. I got time. So I went wandering the store. Ended up over on the shaving aisle, which is not unusual. So the first thing I noticed is that the CVS now has Pinard Clubman. I don't remember seeing Pinard Clubman at CVS. I remember Walgreens at one time carried that, but that's been a while back. They also had two-sided thingy blades, whatever the Chinese brand they're selling. But what I thought was the most interesting is they have a disposable blade straight razor. And it's like the Dovo Shavette that you can get with the full length blade. It's full length blade. It actually comes with a little strop. They're saying you can strop. Now I've never seen any of the the modern blades where it's disposable blades. I've never seen one where it does any good at all to strop. I mean, even the single edge blade, if you've got one of the old like the auto strop, or the had the little ever ready strop, you could put the blade in there. It doesn't do any good. Matter of fact, I think it does just the opposite. I think it hurts the blade. But anyway, it says you can stop these blades and all. I think they wanted about $40 for it. So I haven't made up my mind that I want to spend the $40 on trying it. I have several disposable blade, open blade razors. And remember, we call them all pretty much shavettes, but really the only one that's a shavette is the Dovo shavette. It's a brand name. The other stuff we call shavettes, and they're really not. So I have some that use, most of them use the single half of a double edge blade. And then I have one that uses an injector blade. And then I have, I think, one that actually uses a regular double edge blade. You just put it in one side at a time. You don't break it in half on that one. You just put it in one side at a time. So I don't know if I particularly need another disposable blade straight razor, but the neat thing about it is it looks heavy. It looks like it's stainless, like the Parker is here. So it looks like it's nice and heavy, and it's a full-length blade. Well, it may be fun to get to play with. I get paid again in a couple of days. I may run by and pick it up. We may have a video on that before too long. We'll just have to see. What I did also get, I went to the store this morning for some breakfast stuff because Sidekick is over. And the local grocery store here had French Market coffee, the Keurigs, on sale for $6 for the 12-pack of the Keurig. So I got some French Market. I won't pay $11. I buy the cheaper coffee, even though it is really good coffee. I get it. It is. It's really good coffee. The French roast is just a super, super good coffee. But at $6, I'm probably going to go back tomorrow and grab a couple more boxes and put them up so I'll have them. All right, so this is a brand new Derby blade, and it's the half blades. I had a box of 100 of these, and I still got a bunch of them left. There's not 100 of them left anymore. I've used some, but these are the Derby Premiums, and they've always done a really, really, really good job for me. I have no problem with Derby blades. I know I've heard people complain about Derby blades over the years and this, that, and the other. Shucks, I used to use Dorco blades, and I got good shaves out of Dorco blade. Blade of the razor, blade of the blade. Steady pressure and angle, good technique, and it'll shave as long as it's sharp. Nothing is going to make a dull blade shave. And I always have to remind myself, after I haven't done this for a while, that skin stretching and doing the old puffing the cheeks out and doing all that stuff is a must using an open blade. It's good doing whatever, but when you use an open blade, it's pretty much a must. Now you'll notice you can pull up on the jaw and you get you a nice flat surface there to come under there. I do expect to have a weeper, maybe a nick or two, because I'm not as proficient at this as I ever was. But I can say this, if it wasn't just for the fact that I really enjoy single edge and injector razor shaving, that's my thing. Two-sided things are okay, but I really enjoy single edge stuff. Single edge safety razor stuff. If it wasn't for that, I'd probably be a dedicated open blade shaver. I think the whole mystique, I guess might be the right word, of the open blade shaving is just a tremendous thing. And I have done the ambidextrous shave with both hands. However, I find I don't do very well at it, and it's easier for me just to do the backhand thing like this to get this side of my neck. Again, if I did it more often, maybe it'd be different, but I don't. So, this is what you get. Short strokes, good skin stretching, and we make it through. Well, that's a little rough spot, but if I keep trying to go back over it without relathering, I know good and well what's going to happen because I've seen me do it. Definitely have. Oh boy, so a lot of things going on around the world. You know, I have Facebook mostly to keep up with family stuff, but yeah, I read stuff, local news, and some other stuff, and every once in a while I'll read something somebody posts here, there, and yonder, and I just got to say something just to stir the pot a little bit. But it just amazes me how people read the same thing and come up with vastly different opinions on what's going on. Everybody knows Sprint Airline went out of business, and they're blaming it all on the gas prices from this little thing going on in Iran. And I can't understand that personally, blaming it on that, because you know they filed bankruptcy twice in the last 2 or 3 years. And the other airlines haven't had to file bankruptcy. Even the other budget airlines haven't had to file bankruptcy twice. So it seems to me the company's just not run very good. And they were trying to get the government to bail them out, and I don't think the government should be in that business, personally. But it just amazes me, reading folks, and I'll make a comment and everybody answers back, and at some point you realize it doesn't matter what you say or how you say it. There are certain people that are just there to argue their point regardless of the facts. And I think some of them are actually paid to argue their point regardless of the facts. I'm pretty sure that, well, they call that a bot. I'm pretty sure a lot of that, you're arguing with bots. And of course that does no good. They had a guy that was wanted on a suspicion of murder charge. And when the police went to get him, he decided he didn't want to get arrested. So I guess he shot himself. Most people think that's a good thing. It saves a lot of money. But you got the old poor as him, poor his family, and all this kind of good stuff, folks. So I can feel bad for the family, but it doesn't really hurt my feelings too much that he went and saved everybody a bunch of money and time and energy. All right. But it's just different people read things, get different ideas. I always thought that was interesting. Now I realize I'm not doing a strictly with the grain, across the grain like I do sometimes, but I try to get, you know, a little bit different angle on some of this stuff. But again, I may have caught myself right there talking. But again, I don't do this enough to be real proficient at it, I'm afraid. I'm not going to try that left-handed because I know what I'm going to do for this. But anyway, we got a good shave, regardless of anything else. Now, I'm going to do just a little bit. Don't pay no attention to this one. It's a little bit, actually. That's more or less against the grain right there, but trim up around a goatee some here. Yeah, it's a good shave. All right, so as usual with a open blade shave, we're just going to do 2 passes and be done with it. We're not going to worry about the 3rd pass. Usually when you're trying to get really close and finish stuff up and it's almost down like you're trying to hit individual whiskers, that's when you end up carving yourself like the Christmas turkey. And I have carved myself like a Christmas turkey, but I don't find it to be as much fun as it seems like. Just saying. All right, let's get this dried off real quick. See what we got here. I also went back, and if I remember, I think it was on the last video maybe, that I didn't have a straight line across here, and I was trying to comb my hair down, and so I went back and trimmed that up myself. That wasn't so hard. Look at that. That's what we went to. Nice shave. Ain't nothing in the world wrong with that shave. Ain't nobody gonna find any complaints with it. Again, it's not like somebody's gonna get up close enough to reach up and feel my shave. Not but once anyway, and not for long. Especially at work, I tend to not let people get that close. But anyhow, that's what we got. So great little shave. These are great if you want a good little, you know, open blade, disposable open blade razors. The Parker there is really nice. Of course, I've got Dovo shavettes. I've got Sanguine. I don't remember all the brand names of stuff I got. I've even got the feather, a couple of the feathers, the folding one, and then I got the feather that's like the, is it the DX, that's like the Camisori style. I've got one of those, and they all work really well. I can shave with any of them, you know, like this. I'm not super proficient, but I get through. If I get out somewhere in the world and all they have to shave with is a straight razor somewhere, as long as it's sharp enough to shave with, I'll be able to have a shave. And folks around me that can't shave with them can just look fuzzy. But anyway, whoo, you gotta love. I don't know, if you haven't, you know, tried Aqua Velva Musk lately, get you a bottle and go back to it for a little while. I don't think it's as, you know, it may not be as classic, and it may not be as high a level in my book as the Ice Blue, the Aqua Velva Ice Blue, but it ain't far from it. It's a really, really, really nice scent. And feels good to get it on after that shave. I do have a little more stinging. I don't see any you know, irritation, but I do get a little more sting from the aftershave after an open blade shave than I do from a, you know, a two-sided thingy or whatever, or even a single edge shave. But I don't think that's such a big deal. Well, everything worked well. The brush, the soap, the aftershave, the razor with the new blade. Again, check that out. Isn't that looking good? Yep, that's a good shave. Feels good. And I go to work knowing, hey, I shave with a straight razor, an open blade razor. What some people, I remember when I was over at the shave den before I got kicked out. Now I hear they closed down. I don't feel bad about getting kicked out. I did it to myself, mostly on purpose, or at least knowing it was coming. And again, sometimes just can't help opening my mouth, but that's okay. That's okay. But anyway, they completely lost my train of thought. Oh, they called these open blades the ultimate adjustable, and I agree with it. That's also where the saying "techniques trumps tools" comes from. Both of those are true. All right, well, look, hey, that's what I got. I'm gonna finish getting ready for work. I put some pork chops in the oven with some sugar-free barbecue sauce. I had done some here a while back, and I thought they were pretty good, so this time I got the sugar-free. I mean, it's like a fifth of the carbs that you get with regular barbecue sauce, and I thought the flavor was good. I'll before I eat it, I'll scrape some of the excess off, and you still get the flavor. This is hickory this time. Anyway, I'm smelling them now, and they smell really good. So I'm gonna have me a little nibble before I have to get ready for work, and then we'll be charging off through the work 20 until 6 o'clock in the morning. Good old 12-hour shifts. We're gonna do those at least the next 2 days, maybe the next 3 days. We'll see. But anyhow, there we go. That's what's going on with me. I hope things are going good where you are. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, happy shaves to you.